So I got into the Serato thing, right? And a lot of people get into Serato because, yeah, you can separate your stems, and I could take a record and take the acapella out and remix it, and shit, you can even sell that stuff, dude. It's crazy. The DJ world is crazy when it comes to stuff like that. But I want to put my songs. So my first thing when I get this box is I did order it from Sweetwater. Um, so I did order it from Sweetwater, and I got some slip mats coming. I got a crossover coming. It's a little cheap crossover. Can't believe I'm real cheap. I went with Behringer, and just to see if I can do it. And if I get better, then I'll go after one of these Pioneers or something like that. But I don't want to truly invest in the whole setup. But I do got 2 turntables, and I've been practicing fighting the one and shit. That's why I haven't been on. I've been practicing. So I'm like, now I can tie all my songs in together because they're instrumentals. I don't have drums. I'll just wipe the drums, and I'll do that my own way, and hopefully that comes out good. But that's how I'm going to make that record for you guys to sample, and it will be up on the site whenever I do. Just stick with me on that. And again, having 10,000 subscribers, I really believe that all of you rock with me, man. So when I put something out, you know, I've given out a lot, and for you guys to be able to pay me back or show gratitude would be a great time to do that whenever I do release this record. I'm going to work really hard on it. So that leads me to this point. The why don't you just plug in through your Soundcraft, or why don't you plug in through your other, because this box right here, these connectors, look at it, they're all gold plated, right? Super, super dope. And I need quality. There's nothing in my studio that does what this box does right here. My USB mixer will let you go, and it's just like pushing a USB button, blah, 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 in and out, right? But when I drop a needle on the record, it's going to play back what I recorded through this box. What's dope about this, I'm just going to go over this. So I'm going to plug my MPC in through here and use it as a controller to mute out my tracks, because I use multiple tracks in my 8-bar beats. So I don't even need 4. So when I have 8 hooked up to this MPC, and maybe even my X might come back into use by using it as a controller for this. But I just want to tie my music in. But the most important part of this, let's get to it. Let's get to it. The distinctive character class of vinyl sound, blah, 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 blah. Reloop 3 6x6 interface, blah, 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 blah. CD players, auxiliary inputs, and all that, blah, blah. So if I'm juggling between 2 turntables, I could also have my MPC plugged into here at 120, just ready to drop a freaking beat or a chop that I resample live. I mean, who does that? Who resamples live and chops it up while they're looking for other songs on there? And you just hit play. You can have it set up. It's dope. My main thing isn't that. It's the ins and outs of the flux. Each connector is gold plated, blah, blah, blah. Switches accompany signal flow, a lot of bleedy. Flux has their own blah, blah, blah. I want to get to the good stuff. Right here. Vinyl-based DJs or nose changers, hada, hada, hada. Paired with the spectacular onboard DA converters. Right here. These DA converters mean audio processing up to 24-bit 96K. Unless you're using Serato. When you use it to Serato, it comes back 48K. Now, this is kind of going to be interesting to me, because I've heard some of these systems, and they give you both worlds, where you can have that analog, but then it comes back loud. So it comes back fat and loud is what I'm believing this box is going to allow me to do. So everything coming out of my mixer is going to have the sampling rate of 96K, which is sick. So that alone for me is huge, and it has all these other features. So that's what I'm going to get into probably, hopefully a little later on. That it should be here today. I'm waiting on it. But this is what I've been up to, and I'm trying to tie my songs in together. So again, save all of your music, guys. Save all of it. And then you can put them all together. If you have a bunch of songs later, I'm just curious to see how this turns out, honestly. But if you've never been to this site, I do have a video showing how I make my sounds, These are 3 sample packs that I worked really hard on, and this is a great beginner's video for your MPC. If you're a beginner and you need help on the MPC, watch this video. And if you have any questions, ask me. And then I'll give you my number, you can call me and we'll link up, we'll work something out. I do get busy, but I do try to keep in contact. All right? Again, guys, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, from my family. Again, I take everything that I've gotten from this channel. I've noticed that a lot of people have unsubscribed to the channel the closer I got to 10,000 because they don't want to see you succeed, which is fine. But I also want to say that everything that I get from YouTube goes back into the studio. So in a way, I make YouTube happen by reinvesting everything that I get into it because you guys watch and support the channel. So it means a lot to me. So if there's anything that I can do to help you get forward, because you're helping me, and that's the way it's supposed to work. But I guess I'm done for the day, but go check out Grandmaster Flash. Go check out a lot of stuff, because I went back to listening to records and ended up going back and back, and I was like, keep going back into history to see what the hell happened, how it happened. And because you can take an MPC, and big shout out to Serato for sending me this thing. I'll do a nice review on it. It's a nice little controller, but you could take a whole record or 4 seconds of a record and chop it up. You know what I'm saying? But on a record, you actually have to spin it backwards, and there's math involved. The same reason why I put a second sample on each one, so I could have 1 second or a half a second off of an 8-bar loop or a 16-bar loop. Again, guys, there's a lot and always something positive to try to make, and if you want me to remix or do something or show you how to do something on here, I'd like to help. All right? I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks again.